Interesting. So I'm doing Rust and Go at the same time here, whatever. I don't know. We clicked next a few times. I don't know how many things we have gone through. But I was a defer here, so I just learned that there's a defer. And I'll show you what I've done so far in Go. Alright, this is also Go. But I'm gonna make projects. This is what a force looks like, this is what ifs look like, this is what switches look like, and now we just read about defer, right? So we have something called defer, and I made a more logical example, but hello will print before world, so this is quite obvious too, but I made a counter here. And if we open this one too, we can run it. So we can run this defer Go. This is an odd thing. It's just slow. Now I click F5 twice. So it saves the variables, all the in parameters here. So even though it is run later, it gets the parameters from there. And that's what now it is 2 prints first. And I also tested here that plus equals works in Go. That was just a test. It didn't give me an error, and it worked. So we also have checked some basics. There's a run and there's a build. We can run without compiling. And I'm getting vibes from the structure. I'm getting Python vibes, but instead of, I mean, it's quite loose in the syntax. We can remove the semicolons, and we have a while here. It's like for and just the thing.
I told you Go was nice.
And then we have print line and we have printf. And for printf, I have string formatting here.
I tried to tell Sheps, but he never listens.
Oopsie. So let's do that and do Go so we get nicer colors. I want the pretty colors, you know? Pretty colors are the most important thing. Graphics and aesthetics is making things. Well, if it's just purple everything, that's not fun, is it?
VR
We also
Mechatronics
have a
says,
tiny time example.
Hi.
Hi VR, how are you? I'm sorry, my throat is not friendly today.
Opinion says,
I hope you don't get any
Hey,
viruses from
you.
here. I've got chocolate. Hope I don't get it on my nose.
VR Mechatronics says, I get amazing course programming Java.
Mm.
Opinion says,
Java.
So, how's it going with the...
VR Mechatronics says, Weblink. This 2020.
Oh, it's a PDF. Okay. So I don't open by default PDFs. You know. Um, so what else do they have here? Yeah, I thought so. We don't have permissions there.
Opinion says,
Come in here with your Java skills into a Golang stream, a tough guy? Winking face.
Why make it so hard to say no?
VR Mechatronics says. It is from NYC.
Okay.
Opinion says.
Good luck, VR.
Yeah. And how is it going with your university application in Denmark? I want to hear. Let's click next here too, so we continue. Stacking the furs. Also, they're stacked. So I'm grabbing some text for the notes. Actually, let's keep this on one page. We can just tab.
VR Mechatronics says. It probably turns me off as much as the previous 15 times.
Yeah, but they decided something new, right? That you were allowed to attend their school now, right? It sounds so squarish to have onto a stack. 2 isn't good enough. 2 is stack.
Opinion says.
Why is that VR?
Stupid the rules and misunderstandings, I would assume. Mostly they're misunderstanding stuff.
I see.
Because he's not born in the country, but he's been living there for a long time. So, function me.
Well, I hope you managed to get that sorted.
VR Mechatronics says. Well, opinion they say 2 times I born before 1989 in Poland was Rusik system.
Okay. Rusik system. But it shouldn't matter. It should only matter how long you've been in the country and that you have worked the what they require.
Opinion says.
Yeah.
I see. Politics as always, sigh.
So sorry about the coughing. Can't do anything
VR
about it.
Mechatronics says. And my old Shula's 0 to 8 plus 4 years total 13.
Oh, so 0 was a year. Okay. So you trying to prove that you have the knowledge required, not just that you worked in Denmark. Is that it? So if they say, oh, you didn't finish the basic school, you have to do that first or something. Hmm? Oh, we can run it in here.
New
I'm gonna
system
run
after
this.
1989 is +3 +4 total 13 years, but old system is scale 0 to 6, new system OS 0 to 100% percentage.
So the grades were different, or only the years? So anyway, this will put them like on a stack and put them back when everything else is done. Then we're going to delete this line and see what happens now. The same thing. Yeah, I thought so. It would be strange if it didn't. Oh, so shift enter is run by mistake there. So shift enter. Okay, I can just scroll here.
Opinion says,
I found the official Go guide to be really outdated on some topics. That was almost a year ago now, though they may have improved it since then.
So this is annoying that I can't change the sizes.
Fixerbot says,
Time to move it, move it.
I'm
15 squats
sorry, I'm
redeemed.
still sick.
Kato
I'm
says,
sorry.
hey ho,
I'm just trying to
translated from German.
be heard. So we can see how they put it on the stack here. It's putting it all on the stack. Row 9, row 8, row 7, 6, 5, 4.
Opinion says,
For example, they talk you through setting up a workspace that got deprecated ages ago.
Oh. Yeah, the only reason I'm looking at this is to get the basic syntax, okay? So when we have the basic syntax,
And that really threw me for
then I'll
nutnuts.
just go for a project and we'll Google for solutions. So think of a project. What should we do? Let's see what's next. We'll just look through this quickly. I don't even run all the things. I wonder if there's something like this that that is new to me with the defer function. So I'm making more notes on that. So saving my voice here. Let's do this.
Go has pointers. A pointer holds the memory address of a value. The type *t is a pointer to a t value. Its zero value is nil. Var p *int. The AND operator generates a pointer to its operand. I equals 42. P equals AND I. The asterisk operator denotes the pointer's underlying value. fmt.println, *p, / read I through the pointer p.
Logical.
*p equals 21 / set I through the pointer p. This is known as dereferencing or indirecting. Unlike C, Go has no pointer arithmetic.
I think you should
It
try
couldn't
some of the
read the
exorcism
referencing.
challenges before moving onto a project of your own. But
No,
that's just the way I went about it.
No. So I wouldn't really have done this either. It's just that we already started this on stream before. So I thought, why not finish it? So this is just logical. I don't think it's anything. Should I make any notes on this? We could have it in variables, like this. So in our variables here, we'll do a it's not even in here. Pointers. They're a type. That's crappy. Oh right, it's because the star is gone.
Teach me about Go pointers and let's test your knowledge. For example, how do Go pointers significantly different from saying C++ pointers, if at all?
I just know
Differ.
this so far. So this is just a little example of it. And that's enough for now for me. And then I will learn more as we use it. I don't need to know all the things now. But it looks very logical. This is a pointer to an int. Here we set and this kind of declaration with sets equals is the same as var, except for it can only be done within functions. So it's within a function here, but it can't be global. And then we're setting the p to the address of this one. Right, yeah, so we have the and here. Yeah, I was thinking we don't have the and.
Oh, Android reduces my perfect English to broken AI guesswork trash. I am going to smash this phone soon, I swear, lol.
But just disable the spell checking, as I always do. So let's actually get this too. So that's good to have too. There.
VR Mechatronics says. You know what's the funniest? This associate degree course from NYC is also not accepted in Denmark as an education, but in New York it is.
Yeah, but that's kind of general, all education. You were talking about structs, European here. Now we're on structs. Type. So this is not clear for me, but they'll have more examples, I'm sure. So type and struct are names that are part of the language.
Opinion says.
So structs are where we can have some fun.
And I'm like, I shouldn't talk. Maybe I shouldn't stream. So actually, in 2 hours, I do have an online thing. It's an OWASP thingy. Let's see if it hops up here. So I wasn't quick enough to get a spot there, which I'm kind of happy now that I'm not supposed to go into Stockholm right now because I'm not in top shape. So next week I'm going in for a Hack the Box meetup and for a CDF too.
It's where we can start to organize what we think our program will look like. I really like the way Go
So
structs
it's
work.
17:30. So maybe we won't have to have much more time today. Yeah. So let's look at the structs. Maybe it's good that um, so now I have a problem. Structs, they should be in variables, right? But structure sounds like structs. So I'll put them in variables. So I'm curious now, because I know it's not an OP language, right? Go. So structs will be only data. Or is there workarounds there to make it OP anyway? Or is it OP and I'm totally missed something?
No, it's not, but structs kind of work like that.
Yeah, so structs, that's what we used in the C days, you know. But we didn't have OP yet. So let's grab the syntax. Also, this is interesting. So
Once it clicks, you'll be like, ah, I like this better.
then what? I think right now.
At least I think you will. Than oops.
I don't think so. We'll see. So we have vertex here with 1 and 2 within birdwing. So they're not set, so they should be 0, 0 then? Or it's 1, 2 here. Oh. Well, that's odd. So we print a type that we just make. That's a bad example. It'll get better, I'm sure. Using a dot.
VR Mechatronics says, I will do this associate degree, and if I get a visa for Texas again, I will no longer need university.
Yeah, go for it. That's much smarter. If you want to live in the US, you should do US education so you don't get the same thing again, right? Things that are valid there. Go for it. But I still hope that you will be allowed in that you will get into the university there. So let's grab this example instead, because now we actually have a declaration and we're setting part of the value. This is nice and logic. Yeah. Did I cut it instead of copy it? I don't care. So there. Pointers to structs. Well, why do they say this even?
Opinion says,
Primogen really liked Go, so it's not just a random choice by me. I really took time to research what experienced programmers liked about Go.
Okay. So I asked CM Griffin what language he thought I should learn of the modern ones, and that's not OOP, right? Too. So several people told me to check out Go, but as you saw here, I still have Rust up here too. It's just so backwards for me that go away from OP. I don't get it. It's the way humans think. It's built upon. Hmm. So I'm assuming this will be more useful later if we like send this to somewhere.
Rust is much harder to learn in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, this seems very logical so far. Can't say that about Rust. The little things I know. Oh, so if my mute button worked for this mic, I would use it. I'll have to. We could fix the code. Let's fix the mute button code.
Structs are a data structure. I think of them a bit like a database schema. That's not entirely accurate.
It won't work. I'll have to make in more stuff. Let's just skip that. I'll have to check and have to save values and check which one was actually on before and to toggle them on and off. You can't. I could switch which mic it was temporarily though.
But just how I got my head around what they are.
Oh, I've used them in before, you see, and why? It's just a bunch of variables. Why should it be like special in some way? The structs. Please tell me.
Because you can reuse them.
Yeah, you can reuse functions too. You can reuse variables too.
And true at them a bit like you would an object.
Yeah, they're like the base bit of an object.
Treat.
That's what you had structs, and then you were like, oh, let's add in functions too, and then you have an object. So it was what was before. We're going back to what we had before, and I don't know why. I'm sorry if I'm negative to non-OOP languages, but I still want to learn. I'm not throwing it out. However, documentation is cumbersome, so the language permits use of study right just px. Yeah, this
Because
is
it's
not
simpler and more
logical.
efficient for the main use cases for Go.
I have so hard time understanding why that would be. So imagine you have a car, right? It has logical things, properties, things that are facts. The wheels are the size. We have 4 wheels. We have 1 steering wheel, and you have functionality like turning the wheel, right? And driving the car and pushing the brake. And if you just cut away all the functions from there, you just have a lot of data about it. I'm very curious how these things are done in Go and other back to basics languages that cut away the main important thing of modern programming. I don't get it yet. Maybe I will. So, do I have? Yeah, I copied that. So, let's grab the example too. So we can see here. So we have V, we have P, and I'm assuming this will be because we want to send it to stuff. Send it somewhere, and that's why we need this. So command, send it somewhere. Um, denotes a newly allocated struct value by
The
listing the
only way to
values.
find out is to spend a few hours coding on a real problem and then comparing to say how Python does the same thing.
Yeah, I will see soon. So a struct literal this denotes struct value. No TTS.
A struct literal denotes a newly allocated struct value by listing the values of its fields. You can list just a subset of fields by using the name, syntax. And the order of named fields is irrelevant. The special prefix end returns a pointer to the struct value.
Let's just read this instead. V1 is this. X colon. And this is implicit, yeah? And there, as the default values are always 0. Zeroed out. So why are they doing this? I don't see why.
Also Go is garbage collected, so no memory management issues like in C, but it's still extremely fast despite this. So you get kind of a good blend of easy memory management but still high performance.
So when we print P, we got this. But this is a bit interesting, actually. So the thing that I think is interesting here is that this...
It's really well liked in DevOps where they use it for things like orchestration and deployment and general backend to things like React or just on the Faye.
Yes. But you have to have time to do something. No, shut down. Do it. So the interesting thing here is that we have a pointer.
J's not just.
JS, not just.
Shoots and Android.
I have to read your messages. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, so you don't have to tell me to do Go. I'm already doing it, okay? You can stop that, okay? We're var here. We're declaring all these. That's what I was missing here first. I thought we were in main. I was thinking like we need to var these, yeah? But then this one is not explicitly set as a pointer.
Translated from Polish.
But we have an and here. So as this is a pointer really. You don't have to like grab memory for it and do anything for making this. So this would be like bad if it was another language. I'll learn. Erase. So T of type T. So here we can see the string there. Yeah, should I TTS this or do you want to read it yourselves?
An array's length is part of its type, so arrays cannot be resized. This seems limiting, but don't worry, Go provides a convenient way of working with arrays.
So, more C than Python here. So there are similarities.
Slices.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what. It's like you need to tell it first. It's
Nice.
okay. It's okay, Vivian. So it just doesn't tell me much yet. Uh, so a problem I have with the print line is that the comma also inserts a space. I don't like
Slices
that.
are cool. If you know about arrays and their issues, you'll like slices.
Yeah, so I don't. This is a thing that I don't think I will ever use print line because a comma inserts space. It's so odd to me. Maybe we could plus them instead. So let's just play with that. So grab something. We have our first here. First exe2. So let's this is the old version we had here. And I know
We
that we
learn
could
very
convert.
differently, I have noticed.
Okay. Plus. And we like convert this. And how do you say string? Is it like that? No, it's just red still. So I had conversions in my variables here. So normally I would just Google
str.
Translated from Croatian.
here conversion. So they just say the type. This is what I learned before in this guide. So if it's str, then it's not correct, but from what I know, it's not str. So go. This is how I usually do stuff, you know. I usually don't look at the language before really much. Go convert.
It's been nearly 6 months since I last touched Go.
Okay.
So I have forgotten a lot.
Strcom from float. Format float. So what's other people saying? Sprintf. That's funny. That would be too funny. Yeah, definitely not the best way to do it. So do they always explicitly use this? This is like
Couldn't find
make
anyone to
code
study
long.
with and I got bored and quit and started doing CTFs. Got same problem there, so now I'm going back to Black Hat, as Amy Winehouse would say.
Okay. So I don't like the long names. STR would have been nice, you know? I guess this is the shortest and using the default. And it's also not having to import anything else. Let's just see what it looks like if you do this. And we run this. Will there be no space? Yes, we have no space here. But this printf one is best so far because we have control. And that this adds a space. It is totally, I can't get it. Why W2F? You know, so stupid.
What version of Go are at now? 1.3 yet?
What? What version we have? So I still have run like this
What
once.
version? Yes.
Oh, it's called Go. You know, I'm like, what's executable's name? So Go.
I learned on 1.22.
Is there such a thing like version? No, maybe not. But it didn't give me the version when I had the wrong name.
There were significant differences.
So this is 124.1. So one. So arrays need to go into variables. I'll just put it under here. So so in a few minutes I'm waking my kid up.
So if any tutorial you use was written before Go 1.18, you'll probably want to avoid them, because a lot of it is now obsolete.
So this is go.dev, you know. And this, yeah, I just want the basic syntax for now. So let's grab a few lines here. And that's enough for me. And let's see, we don't need. That's good enough. Yeah, and this is a set equals one. Let's run it so we see the output of the last one here. It's a square. Well, let's grab the output too. And let's grab the last line there. Because it's a bit interesting to have the output too. So, oops, there. And I'm kind of thinking the struct output was different, so maybe we want that too. I didn't have that example though. Oh, no, it shouldn't have go there. Yeah, I'll go wake my kid up. Program your brain not to cough. Can you do that? Struct literals. So, this is where we were. Slices. Mm -mm. Slices are much more common than rays. So let's see what 1 to 4 does. Yeah. So here we have similarity to Python, right? I'm never happy with that. But it's always, as it says there, 1 to 3 of A. I don't know why they even have a word for this. I don't like this word. It's less like taking a bit of a string. Why call it something? It's like calling it something to say a certain one. It's just odd. Yeah, specifying two indices, low and high bound, separated by a colon. I have a name for it. So let's just grab the example. I guess we want the output too. So not on structs anymore. Zame, which is not nice. I think someone was probably saying, we want to slice this like this. And someone thought, oh, let's call it a slice. Or made like, wrote that there in their notes on the lecture or something. And then it was a thing. At some time. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, so why have a name for it? So this is, why even have this in here? So why make these and then these? It's the same values. They want us to show the difference in the output. So many useless pages. I'm sorry, I'm getting annoyed at wasting my time. So let's skip this page before I get annoyed. I'm sorry for not reading aloud, it's my throat. I could do this.
Slice length and capacity. A slice has both a length and a capacity. The length of a slice is the number of elements it contains. The capacity of a slice is the number of elements in the underlying array, counting from the first element in the slice. The length and capacity of a slice S can be obtained using the expressions len, S, and cap, S. You can extend a slice's length by reslicing it, provided it has sufficient capacity. Try changing one of the slice operations in the example program to extend it beyond its capacity and see what happens.
Okay. Oh, out of bound. Very hard, very strange. But these two, we can copy. So, is it really the Go people that made that one? Because I think this is stupid. Let's do A here instead. And let's put them there in the list. So you can test this. Hmm. So I'm also annoyed that they call this slice and they said that this will make the same string as with a number, just checking the length, right? So either it was wrong or they are using the wrong word all along. Now it's getting really bad. Zero the rain red sources. Why is it reverse? So I'm kind of thinking we're done with this, because if I ever need to use this, I will Google stuff and find examples with these, right? So um, let's go back a few steps. And this is where we are. So this is like the main Go page. That's why I'm assuming that they must be correct, the stuff they say, right? Yeah, so it feels like I want to make a language. What should we do differently? Let's not make it OP. I don't know why. Maybe I'll change my mind, but so far we've seen. Maybe it's just a guy that was bad, right? I have some basic info here, right? Um, mm, so new note. If we want more basics, continue here and there. That's where we were. And now we can like throw away this page and I can be happy. So this is things that I opened from there. Let's do a. I asked yesterday AI for project. So Go, Project Go, programming and red teaming. As it was the red team summit, right? And custom command and control, C2 framework, network scanner vulnerability detector, password cracking tool, phishing campaign simulator, privilege escalation exploit toolkit, custom reverse shell. Oh my god, my throat doesn't like reading. Log cleaner and debranding tool, custom exploit development framework. I'm not reading. And we got also, I asked for the 4 easiest coding wise from Go noob stuff. And we got no 3 asked for. So I'm kind of thinking a password cracking tool is mostly text. We can start here. We have some suggestions that there's a net that I didn't know of yet that can do dial timeout. Yeah, that's the only function used. Host colon port. So, this is a very odd thing to do. Let's start playing with this, I guess. I'm thinking I might want to be on Kali. I'm curious why it's squigglies. Yeah, there's main in all the files. That's why I had changed stuff. If it's in a Git repo, it will assume these are all from the same project, and they're not, right? I saw this. Here I'm getting a bit annoyed. No, it worked. So port 22 is open, which is nice. So if we would nmap it, we would find more ports. Why do this when we could make separate lines? But I guess I should go with the standard. It would be nicer to just write import on all the lines. It would use 2 lines less and be more pretty. So string and the decimal, we get 2 variables out from this one. Here, net.con, error. We can see the return true and false there. Dial timeout acts like dial but takes a timeout. Dial, what a name. So here we have the functions. That's nice. Net. It's all net. So I'm kind of doing the lazy thing now because my throat hurts and I'm off in, well, maybe in half an hour. Good suggestions. Let's work on that. So first, first time I type this. No, we want the F one. I'm assuming we will have stuff here. Air.air. No, it's not good. Oh, that's why I didn't like it. Yeah. This is what I, it's a string. Yeah, I thought so. Just grabbing our first error information. Waiting. Wasn't it stopped since last time? Yeah, it's doing. It just didn't open this. Oh my, we need a backslash n there. So let's stop it and play it because it said unexpected behavior. Error, dial TCP. So I'm thinking dial is not the best function to use. So here, port 22 is open. So we know already that this will happen for all of them. Let's keep this one up then if it doesn't open. So the port information was not necessary. We don't really need this as it's a full text. So let's just print the error and the port and just test that. Maybe we want error. Yeah, let's keep error. Though, let's also try this. And so there was a dial one too. Oh my god, this is language confusion. Now we know how we can get an actual error too. Oh gosh, did I really not end it? More than one error. Look, we're getting nicer error messages. Now we're not putting the short timeout there. And we're using dial instead of dial timeout. And it's not much slower. So let's just go up to 22 so we can see the open one. So stop. So I think I like that one more. Though this was kind of nice to have as a suggestion there. Ah, we don't need to save it. So we did point to provide better error message, and this it told us because it doesn't know what it does, right? So if we were actually doing this, we could have an option for verbose, and then we would show this. We can have that none, right? So var, you know, but actually this could be a constant. How did we do those? So variables, go, constants, const, just like that. So constant, and they're using just uppercase, lowercase pi, and that's from the actual Go people, right? Verbose equals true. Yeah, I thought so. Would be true lowercase. So, and if verbose, let's see if it's that easy. Let's see if it works. Unexpected parenthesis. Let's see here. 1239. Oh, we got an extra parenthesis there for some reason. So nothing to do with the new stuff. Just me deleting stuff. So it works. Let's stop it. Let's put this as false. And run it again. And we're not getting any error messages now. So let's just see 22 and then we go and wake my kid up. Oh, so now we can actually see that last time we did not find 53 or 80. So that's what I thought. There should be more open ports, since I know when I do use 80 to connect to this device. So why have we got DAP server listening at here? So I used to have like a list that was so long here, and then I just cleaned out stuff from my hard drive and I like deleted it all file wise. It still works though. It's because I'm going to reinstall this machine. I might have done it this today. I might be good enough to do that. I mean, not sick. But I thought that I have this meeting and I don't want to mess that up. But I could have done that on a laptop, right? Maybe we should just pull this computer apart. But I'm a bit tired. I know something that my kid will ask me to when he's getting up more. He's up now at least. He's awake. Yeah. Also this. So if you click the Hackit emotes in Anti-Siphon or you get like stickers and InfoSec Survival Guide and Darknet Diaries 10, it says. No, that's Hackit 10, Darknet Diaries. I can't read. So, but now how happy am I with Thunderbird? Really, you know, not mega happy. So let's have a finished message. So fmt dot p, I guess we can do print line. No, we have data in here too. Let's count the ports. Scan completed. Found. Yeah, okay, I know. Found person B. Open ports. And we could make that message nicer if we wanted. And we need to create this variable. And as we're in a function, we can just do ports as equals and say 0. And in this one, which is if it is true, then we say ports plus plus. Let's see if that works. Can it run this? Does ports plus plus exist? I need to stop it first. It's still going. Okay. So let's lower this to actually 100 because I want to see the end message without waiting forever. So it takes a minute until the first one, half a minute. No, not that long, right? 20 seconds. I was like, where are my notes? But that's not what I was looking for, really. Or maybe was it? No, it was a browser. It was this. So what suggestions it gave, right? User input allows user to specify. Yes, I'm thinking we'll do an argsyn. Right. So this is really stupid this is just for learning, right? Because we will never make something better than Nmap. There's a reason why there are a lot of like Go Buzzer, Ferrix Buzzer, all the things, but there's Nmap. Hi Guaku. I'm sorry I'm sick.
Time to move it, move it. Ken chair sit-ups redeemed.
I'm sorry I'm sick. I should have like disabled the move it
Sophia.
redeems. But I'm sounding like this today. No problem. Thank you for being here.
Can you hydrate instead?
Yeah, I can hydrate.
Hope you get well soon.
Yeah, I'm better. So 2 days ago, I kind of lost my voice at this time, so
flu or cold?
I don't know. I felt sick and headache first, and then it started to go in my throat. So first I just felt sick. Yeah, that's like an old thing. I don't have that anymore. It was just like 3 days.
Late flu season in the States.
Okay, yeah. So both me and two others at work the same day started feeling sick, and another person at work had been sick for like 3 weeks before that and got him back. So I don't know, but she wasn't. She was working most of that. It was like a week she was not at work. So if it would take like 1.5 week for it to actually after you got it or something, then it could be the same thing. But I don't think so because I don't feel like several weeks sick. But she did. I met her actually in the store when she was sick, and it was like I couldn't hear her almost. So it might be something on the throat. Yeah. So it shouldn't be that, right? Don't don't think so. So let's see. Scan completed from 3 open parts. So this works. What should we do next? What should we build this out with? So I got some suggestions here from ChatGPT on what would you improve in this. So we'll do an args thingy. Let's put that in here. Actually, why not add it now? Because I have never done that. This is my first Go thing. This is our test. Learning Go. Right, that was the browser. So Go args. OS args with prog without prog. Arg. os.arg. So we're going to go OS on it here. So I'm so used to the C thing, so I kind of expect something similar, but it's totally different. And here we got 1, 2. Okie dokie. So OS. Let's type so if we get the practice. So we're going to add OS. OS. And right, so I was like, what's this thing? But of course they made it here. So this is how it actually is. They just grabbed stuff from ARGS. So right, so the first one is a path, it says here. Let's just print it out. That's the first thing to do. So args. So let's in the main here at the start. I wonder if you can exit. Is there an exit? OS exit. Because the current program to exit with a given status code. Occasionally 0 indicates success. Conventionally, I'm not reading right. So let's exit 0. Just like normal, but we need to add OS start first. It's nice that we already had it added. And it's also suggesting what we're going to add next, because I don't want to start a scan, right? That's why I'm putting that there. So args. And what we want to do with this first is to just print it. So again, I'm starting to like every time really. So print. Actually, let's do the L N here. And just that. And run this. undefined. So it is uppercase E. Yeah, of course it's uppercase E. Because they all have uppercase. So we just rerun it. And we can see that we have the name of it. So if we instead go 0 on that, is this a way we can write it? Yes, and now we have the parenthesis. And if we now do 1, it will say, dude, there's nothing there, right? So I think I pressed nothing and it started. So I was a bit confused there. Yeah, so we can't see the errors. I know it always has 6 errors, so nothing. So we should have a new error, but I thought it would pop up there. Other declaration of main. You see, we have several mains here, and it keeps having problems with us. And time go, scan go, first go, defer go, defer go twice. So why does defer go have several problems? I know they all have mains and that they are in the same git, but I have like worked around that, so it shouldn't matter. So it should still work. So I'm thinking this is just a problem that it's not showing. So, so if we're running it with arguments, it's still running, by the way, right? It's not stopped. Does that mean it paused execution somehow? So can I do it here? So let's go into the directory cd. Was it run? Scan.go. Yeah, so now we get the error. Panic. Index out of range 1. That's what I wanted. Right? And now we do basics, compile. So now we do the build. Or I'm thinking we should be able to do it here too. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, thought so. So now it's just printing argument 1. And if we go back to printing the full thing, and we do, let's save that, and then we go this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We should get lots of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have a problem with this way it writes out data, that I want it to have commas at least, or some symbol except space here, but it does space. So let's, to confirm that we're right about how this works, let's do 3, right, the last one. Oh no, I F5'd it. So let's just stop because we need to run it here. Now it should only output 7, 8, 9. So that's good. So everybody, thank you for being here. And I might be back later. I don't think so, but tomorrow I might, depending on my throat, I might stream like a whole day because I'm thinking I won't go to work tomorrow either, and I would have it in the
Get
morning.
some rest.
Yes, I know I sound probably worse even.
Lemon and honey.
Yeah, so I would have continued, and I might not be able to stop myself from continuing while I listen for the lectures, but this is interesting. So learning Go by actually doing something is much better than. So we learned that plus works, and then I saw that they actually use that here in the loop, and also I learned that plus equals also works. We found how to exit. We found how to get arguments. So I think it's quite nice from 0 to this. And of course we also have network scan. Very, very basic thing. So thank you and bye bye.